Nicholas Rocco worked as a hitman for Luciano Bartino, but was considered an expendable asset. When he died in a hit, his boss didn't care for the loss. However, Luciano was approached by Alan Hesman, Nicholas' half-brother. With funding, Hesman promised to rebuild Rocco into the ultimate killing machine. With cybernetic enhancements, he became Overkill, an unstoppable assassin, and was sent to New York to take down the mysterious Spawn. In today's show, we're taking a look at Mcfarlane's Overkill. Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Welcome back, and with excitement, I was looking forward to getting this figure, and I got it. And before we begin with anything else, I want to reach out and say a shout out to Gable's Girl, who sponsored this episode. And when I say by sponsoring, by sending me this big guy right here that we're going to take a look at together. Now, before we begin, guys, don't forget to hit me up on Instagram. Follow me. You should be seeing that up on your screen. And let's dive into this guy. So Gable's Girl, thank you for sending this figure out to me. Thank you for being a long time follower of the show since I started. I know your son watches the show and he enjoys the bloopers and he enjoys the previews. So thank you so much for reaching out. You didn't have to do that, but it's greatly appreciated. We are going to go ahead and review it. And even though I've talked about worms out there who get it for free, I did get this guy for free, but there's no reason I cannot criticize a little bit of this. So let's begin with the housekeeping. It only comes with a stand, nothing else. And it's a little bit disappointing, Mcfarlane, because you would think that this is your figure, your brand, and you would add more to it. But on countless videos, Mcfarlane is always with that nonsense of look at all the plastic used. Now, for those of you who are out there who want to know, it is a hefty figure because of the joints, but it is you can hear that, it's a hollow figure. Something that you would expect from the Disney toys that are hollow inside. So again, not much in the way of articulation, and you'll see why now in a few minutes, but fantastic in details. Now, when you look at it in person versus the viewfinder or on screen in my viewfinder, you can see that the color of his skin is very yellow. I don't know if it's tan, but in person, guys, I can tell you that it's a tan, not too dark color. However, Gable's Girl, thank you for the figure. I will be customizing this guy. I will be taking some brown shoe polish and giving it a wash to darken up the skin and some of the mechanisms in here. Overall, guys, I'm not going to sit here like some worms out there, and that saying came from Bones. I'm not going to sit there and say that this is a ripoff of Bane, because I'm not going to say that, because this is Mcfarlane's idea. But I will tell you that reading the comic and trying to understand who this character is kind of gives me the impression, because I know Mcfarlane's very smart, and he definitely does know how to take ideas from one location to the other and utilize it. And we know that he he drew on some Batman figures, but this gives me the impression this is Mcfarlane's version of Bane, and he kind of looks like it. Not to mention the fact that Spawn almost got his ass kicked. Well, he did get his ass kicked, but came back and managed to destroy this guy's cybernetic arms off of him. And that's not a spoiler, guys. It's all over the internet. But, you know, we can definitely see all the mechanisms on this guy here. Overall, it's fantastic. I got to crouch him down a little bit, or I got to put him over here so you guys can see it, because it just doesn't fit in the camera. You know, the studio isn't that big for these mega figures, but I love it. I mean, you can see some of the bullet holes. You can see the cybernetics here, the detailing. I'm not feeling this green. It should have gone like the stature. Should have been a little bit the darker metallic green. The gold also seems a little bit plasticky, a little bit toyish. It is a soft plastic, so if you're going to use a wash, you're going to have to spray this down with a sealer, because these these softer plastics, or pliable plastics, they tend to The paint still doesn't dry and they tend to rub off when you touch them. This is also soft. Everything else is a very hard shell plastic, very shelly. You can hear it's hollow. But what's giving this character heft is the limbs are definitely in there giving that. Overall, man, just looks fantastic with that. Seen some guys who actually drilled into the mouth, kind of giving him an open gape here. With a black wash in there. The stand is not really needed. The way his feet are so squared off and flat that he does stand, he'll definitely tend to want to fall back. There is no toe articulation, or at least I didn't see any, but let me pull him off real quickly and try. No, there isn't. And we'll look at the articulation. There's not much of the video per se that it's going to be a long video, other than the fact that this is just for me. I don't know if you can put this in your movie, at least not running. If it's a character that's just going to be throwing punches and stuff or walking real slow, yes, there's not much in the way of articulation for him, and we're going to take a look at that right now. I am going to put him all the way to the back and do the articulation from there so you guys can see the figure as a whole on there on the cave. But we'll start off with the head here. As you guys can see, it can go side to side. This is as low as it goes. This is as high as it goes. So you've got this shell here. It's a hard plastic. It does move around with the arm. The arm can go up to the side if you move that there. There's only a single joint elbow, and you're not going to get it, and it's on that Mcfarlane ratchet system, which is something that I like. The hands are pliable. They are a little bit soft. They don't hinge back and forth, which we would have had that. It is on a ratchet system. It does move here, as you guys can see on the screen, if you guys are seeing that there on the viewfinder. This much of crunch, ab crunch, this much towards the back. His waist does swivel. He's got that Mcfarlane mechanism. Single jointed knees, and it's nicely covered there with all the mechanisms, and everything's on a ratchet system for this figure. So you'll definitely be able to get him some pretty cool moves like this or poses. Like I said, it's not a Storm Collectibles Bane where you've paid all that money for that, but it's McFarlane's version of Bane, and for 20 bucks, or 30 bucks that this figure is. So again, if you're already an experienced customizer, which I am not, this is a great canvas to use to help you try to bring him just like the comic or the graphic novel. As for a statue, it's almost borderlining because of the lack of articulation. It's not like the Violator or Cygor. Very disappointing, McFarlane, because in your videos all you talk about is look how much plastic. But the fans would have definitely paid a little bit more for this figure had you added extra hands, maybe an alternative head like opened up yelling or something like that. Maybe the I-beam coming out from his eye. Again, McFarlane, it's a little disappointing. I understand you're more into statues, not actually articulations and things like that. But if you're gonna make a toy, make it with at least a little bit more of accessories in it. People don't mind paying just a little bit more, but as long as it's cheap enough for them to get it and put it on their shelf. So this guy, if you guys know how to customize, if you want to get him and make him into a diorama statue type of statue that I've seen out there, absolutely get him. For filming, there's not much in articulation if you're only going to be not posing him or making him run or doing like that, because it's a little bit impossible the way he's built. Take a look here. Let's look at the legs so you guys can look at the details. I mean, overall, in details, there's nothing short on this guy. There's just amazing to look. Look at that back. You can tell this guy's been doing, back rows on there and possibly squatting. Look at that. Look at that. This is a guy who's been working out. So yeah, this is like McFarlane's version of Bane if you don't look at it that way. If you're looking at it that way, forgive me. But overall, I'm happy to have him. I'm happy, thank you for the sponsorship of today's episode, Gables Girl. Means really, really a lot to the channel. I will be practicing on him, not too much. It'll be like a watered down wash, not too heavy on him. On the metal and some areas of the green, I'll probably give him like a dark green wash on him. But overall, I'm happy with him. It just looks great. The fact that some areas are lacking articulation, and there should be, and yet when I look at the actual toes, it almost feels like there might be articulation. I could be wrong, but no, it's not hinged. This is what you're getting on the bottom. So, and like I said, you really don't need this, so I don't know why McFarlane included it. He should have just used this plastic to make hands that we could switch out. But overall, it's not a bad looking character. So again, guys, if this is something that you're planning on picking up, I'll leave a link so you guys could get them. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your thoughts are. How do you like this guy? How would you pose this guy? Is this like a Bane in your book? And talking about Bane, I don't know if all of you saw that in the summer showcase, that beautiful Bane that's coming out from McFarlane. So I can't wait for that to come out on there. So again, guys, if you like the episode, click on the notification, click on the like, and most importantly, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Helps me continue to grow with you so I can produce these videos for you. And again, guys, I have nothing else for this guy other than the fact that I love that I have him on my shelf. So again, this is Red. I have nothing further for this review, so I am out.